Hello guys, welcome to NameTech channel. My name is Nehemiah and I'm very much happy to have you on board. And so today we are going to create an e-commerce website just from scratch to its completion. It's a multi-page website. So basically this is the home page. And so you can see I have a logo here, and then I have some those navigation links here. When I click on it, it will direct me to other pages here. So it will direct me to other pages, but first of all let's explore this. Let's view this home page. And then I have this button here. When I have on it, you can see it has some some transition effects here. So and then here I have a carousel here, the slider. I have a slider here, so it changes to another item after every 3 seconds. So this is now our carousel. And then guys, as you can see, we have the featured products here. So guys, you can see you have the featured products here, and also you can see the latest products here. So guys, you can see, you can go through it, and then you can see also there is this item that is on offer. So and then I've just used this Lorem stuff so that I may not waste a lot of time coding again. And also I can see here the call to action. So place your order now, and then when you click on it, it's going to take you through the products page. And then I have some footer here. And so guys, this website is also responsive on smaller devices like smartphones. So let me right click, then inspect, so that you may see it on smaller screens. So on smaller screen, guys, you can see it's very responsive. When I click on it, it brings this navigation menu. When I click on it, it will take me to these other pages. So when I click again, it closes. And you can see, guys, it's very responsive. It has the carousel here, very responsive. The images are here, very professional here. And then you can see, guys, it's very perfect and very awesome. And then I have this call to action button here, section here, and then I have the footer here. So guys, this is the website that we are going to design, me and you. And guys, before we get there, if it's your first time, please support me by subscribing and also like the video. I'll appreciate very much. So without wasting a lot of your time, let's get started. And so guys, the requirements that you need to have in this project, you need to have some images on your computer, and also you need to have a text editor. You can use any text editor like Sublime Text, Notepad++. You can use Atom, Brackets, or whichever text editor you have. But for me, I always like using the Visual Studio Code. It's my best text editor. And also the other thing that you need to have, the browser with the internet access. And also, by the way, you can also have a cup of coffee on your side, so that you may not fall asleep while coding. And most programmers love coffee for that reason. And so without wasting a lot of your time, let's open the File Explorer so that we may begin straight away. So here is my File Explorer, and then you're going to decide where you're going to place your images. So for me, I'm going to place it in this second partition called Media, and then at the cheat sheet, and then at the projects. And so I'm going to place the project here. Let me create a folder and say e-commerce demo site, e-commerce demo site. And so guys, we are going to place images in this same folder, in this same directory, so that you may not have issues when while coding. So you're going to decide that you're going to find where your images are. So my images are here in these downloads, and so I have here my images. So I'm going to use this image for banner, and then there's other images here for plots. These are food stuff like a pizza. We have I have a logo here, slides, and then these 2 images are used for testimonial. So once you have that folder for images, and just copy or move to where your project is. So my project, I said it is in this second partition, cheat sheet, and then our projects, and then now I'm going to place it this e-commerce demo website. So once it's there, then you are good to go. So now the next thing now is to open the text editor. I said that I'm using the Visual Studio Code, so let me just open it. So let me just close and also close this. Let me open a new folder here. Let me go to the open folder, and then you remember where our project is, so it is already here, but let me show you how to access it. You go to the media, for example, if it's placed in the second partition, cheat sheet, project, and then now e-commerce demo website. Then you're going to place it here. And so once you have it, then you're going to create two files here, the CSS and the HTML. So for HTML, you can say index.html, and then for CSS you can say styles, or whichever name, styles.css, and then I click enter to save it. So guys, I did the HTML and then this CSS. Now for JavaScript, we shall just use JavaScript inside the HTML body. And so we are not going to create that folder for now. And so now let's go to the HTML. And so if you're using the Visual Studio Code, you can just type an exclamation mark here, and then you're going to click enter. And so first of all, let me just minimize this extension here. And so guys, now let me give a title here for the e-commerce for this project. So let me say it was name shop e-commerce, name shop e-commerce. And so now I want us to link the CSS to this HTML. So to link it, you're going to type a link, then you're going to place here your CSS. So it is styles.css, and then now just save. And then now in the CSS, in the first line here, you're going to create here a star, and then now open and close the curly brackets. And then now we're going to write here some properties and values that will affect the entire project, the entire page. So let me create here margin. I'm going to give it 0, margin 0, and then padding 0, and then box sizing. I'm going to give it a border box, and then now just save. And so guys, I want us to create now I want us to begin straight away. First of all, let me open this page on our browser. So you're going to open with the live server. If you don't have the live server, you can just go to this extension for this extension here, and then you're going to write here live server. But for me, I already have it installed. So for me, I have it already installed. So if you have not installed, it will bring a button for installation to install it. And so once you've installed, then now just click here and then open with the server. And so guys, I want us to create the background banner here for this project. So let me just go to my CSS now, and then here I'm going to create first of all, let me create here the class. So let me first of all create a comment here. I create a comment and let me say header, and then inside this head I'm going to give it .header. So that's the class. And then now back, let me say first of all, then back to the CSS. Now we use the same selector. The selector is now header, right? And then now open and close the curly brackets here, and then now let's say we are going to give it a min height Min height is gonna be 100 viewport height, and then now the width is going to be 100%. And then now let's add the background itself, the background image here. So I'm going to say background, just write a background, and then I'm going to use the linear gradient here. So linear gradient. Then now inside here I'm going to give it a 2 color code. So I'm going to use the RGBA, and then now open and close the brackets, and then the first color is gonna be, let me choose any color, like let me choose like one black. For black, one, then I'm going to change it, and then I'll pass it of 0.5. But now I want to change it now, so let me choose, I like using something light blue or whichever color you wish. And then now just I think this will be just good. So let me just copy this part. So let me copy this color to here, and then comma, comma, and then I'm going to place the other color code here. And so now at the end here, we are going to place the URL here. So the URL, the image now itself, so the URL, and then now the image is gonna be so the folders images, right? Images, and then a / and then I'm going to choose these are images, the banner image here below. Before this URL, you are going to place a comma here, and then you save. And so guys, when you go to the browser, you can see it's not that pleasing. We are going to add the image here, so we are going to style it further so that it may be that pleasing. And so guys, let's add other styles here so that the background image may be that perfect. So the background size. So background size, the other property, I'm going to so the background size, I'm going to give it cover, and then now the background position, I'm going to give it center so that the image may be at the center, and then the position should be absolute. So position is gonna be absolute, the relative. Well, we are using the relative, not absolute, please, sorry. The position is relative, and then now save. And then now guys, you can see we have a very, very perfect banner image here. And so we want to add some, as a logo here, and also the links here, the navigation links there. And so now back to our HTML, and so we are going to create now that navigation links here. So I'm going to use nav, and then and so guys, I want to add the logo there, and also I'm going to add those navigation links. So with the logo, I'm going to link it with an anchor tag here. So first of all, let me create an anchor tag. So A for anchor tag, and then I'm going to place it index, so that when you click on that logo, it may just take you to the home page. Index it should be index.html. And then now I say that I'm going to place now the logo here itself. So images, img. Now the source is gonna be images, then / and then I'm going to choose this logo, and then now let me clear this text, and then what do? Then let me just save, When you save, you can see on the browser you have your logo, but we will style it further. So first of all, let's create other links, those navigation links. We are going to style it further as we go on. So let me create also the nav link here. Nav links, navigation links. No, I should begin with a dot so that it may be a class. So nav links, and then enter. So in this nav link, I'm going to use an ordered list to create the navigation links. So the UL, and then inside the UL, you're going now to place your you're going to place the list itself. Now the LI, and then inside this LI, I'm going to place an anchor tag here. So anchor tag, the anchor tag here now is gonna be, the first one is, let me first of all, we shall just place it later. So let me use a hash here, and then now in the LI itself, now here I'm going to place here I'm going to place the name. So let it be home, home, and so just copy this part. So just click on Shift Alt and then arrow key to duplicate. Let me add 5 here, and then now I'm going to place it here. Let me say the other one is products, and then the other one is going to be, let me use let me say about conductors, conduct, and then the other one is going to be account, and then save. And so guys, you can see it's very that ugly. We are going to style it further. We are going to remove the underline. We are going to change the color and everything. So let's go now to our CSS. Let's go to our CSS now. Let's now style the navigation now. That navigation class, the entire class for navigation links. So you're going to write here nav, and then open and close the curly bracket, the curly braces, and then I'm going to say display should be flex, display should be flex, display flex, and then padding you can even give it 2%, 6%. That is both top and bottom, and then 6%. 6% gonna be left and right, and also let's say justify content, and then use space between, space between, so that we may have a space between the logo and the navigation links. And then now the other class, let's align items where we are going to align items at the center. So let's save, and then now in the browser you can see, guys, we have the navigation links on the other end, and then the logo on this other end. So let's continue to style it further. So now let's go to the nav links itself, the navigation links, and then now so the just write dot nav links, nav links. Is it nav links? Let me check the class. So the class here is nav links. Sure that the selector matches the class that you use in the HTML. So once you have written that nav links, then open and close the curly braces, and then you're going to give it a flex. We're going to give it a flex of let's give it 1, and then now align text align should be at the right. Let's align the text at the right. So we want to remove these these bullets here, the underline, and then change the display here. And so what we do, let's do this. Copy these the nav links, copy this selector, and then I'll place it here. No, I haven't copied. So .nav links, and then now we are targeting the UL, and then now the LI, and then I'll open and close the curly brackets, and then I'll say the style list style we are going to give it none, so that we may remove the bullet there. And then now let's display the display should be inline block, so that it may run from left to right, but not horizontal, not vertically. And then now let's add some padding. Padding is gonna be, let me use 8 pixel, that is top and bottom, and then 12 pixel left and right, 12 pixel left and right, and then our position should be absolute relative position. Position should be relative, and then I'll save. And so I guess you can see it's it's going to be good as we go on. So but now first of all, let me first of all style this logo here. So the logo is img. Let me see, where is it now? To our HTML. So it is img, so we are going to use the img here. Yeah, so the img now dot img, the img, and then now the curly braces, and then I'll say, so by the way, let me do this. So the class is header, so that it may not affect other images that we'll be using. So now in this class, I'm going to do what? I'm going to change to reduce the size. So let me say size, height. Let me use the height. Height gonna be let me give it something like 60 pixel. Let me say first of all and see the thing. 60 pixel, or very small. Let me try 70 pixel and see. And let me say 70. So I think that this 70 is perfect. And then now in this navigation link, I want to remove the underlines here. So now we are going to write the same class here. Let me just copy this part. Let me just copy, and then I'm going to press the selector here, the selector there, and then I'm going to target. Now we are going to target the anchor tag now. Now open and close the curly brackets, and then I'll say the color. So color should be white. Color, you can use the color name or the hexadecimal value like FFF, so that the color may be white, or you can just name it, give it a name like white. And also you can add the text. You want to remove the text decoration, so text decoration is gonna be none. So text decoration is going to be none. And then font size, is it perfect? So let me say font size and reduce a bit font size. So let me give it 13 pixel, and then I'll save, and then I'll refresh. So guys, you can see it's at least pleasing, but we are going to study it further later. And so guys, the other thing that I want to do is to add some text here, between here at the center here, and also a button there. And so now what we do, let's go to our HTML, our HTML. And then now here, just below the closing tag of the, just beyond the closing tag of the nav, we are going to create here also another div. So let me say div. Actually no, I'm going to give it like let me just say text box. A text box. Dot text box. This should be a class. So the class is text box, and then now text box, and then create some space there, and then now the h1, is it h1? Let me use let me just use h1 or h3, whichever heading you want, and then let me use this tagline for Jumia. Let me say you order, we deliver. You order, we deliver. And then now for p tag, so for p tag, let's create a p tag here. P tag, and then perhaps let me say add some text there, and then say perhaps let me say lorem 10. So let me generate 10 text there, and then now also I'm going to create a button. And so I'm going to create a button. So guys, let's also create a button here. So for the button, I'm going to use an anchor tag. So anchor tag, and then I'm going to give it a hash first of all in this URL, and then here I'm going to say explore now, and then I'm going to add an arrow pointing to the right. So the code is this one. So if you don't know the code, you can just go to the internet and then search for it, and then now just save, and then see in the browser. We are going to style it further. For now, don't mind, we are going to style it further. So let's go to our CSS, and then now here in our CSS, I'm going to say what I'm going to style it further. First of all, let me begin with the selector, which is text box, the main selector. Text box, is it text box? By the way, you need to be sure that the selector matches the class. So the class is text box, sure. And then now open and close the curly brackets, and then I'll say the width, let me give it 90%, and then our color, it should be always white. So let me use the color code, and then now the position. So now for this position, I'm going to use absolute, and then the other thing I'm going to use the top. Let me use the top property. So top is gonna be 50%, and then now 50%, and then left is gonna be what? Let me use again 50%, and then now transform. Now I'm going to use translate. Where is it? Translate. So let me use just type translate. So I'm going to use a negative 50. I'm going to use negative 50%, and also negative 50%, also negative 50%. So this is not negative negative 50%, and also let's add another property here. So text align, to align items here at the center. So text align, let's make it at the center, and then let's save and see. So guys, you can see our items now are at the center, but now we want to style it, this stuff further, this button and the other stuffs. So the selector is gonna be the same. So So they selected the same, but now we are targeting the p tag. So for this p tag, let me open and close the curly brackets, and then the first property I'm going to give it margin, and then I'm going to say 10 pixel, that is top, and then 10 pixel, that is top, and then bottom I'm going to give it 0 pixel, and then left and right, let me give it 40 pixel, and then save. Yeah, I think it's perfect. It's good for me now. And then I want to style this button here. And so for button, first of all, let me add a class here for button here. Where is it? Where is the button? Or where is that link? The anchor tag. So here I'm going to place the class. So let me give it a class. So class, I'm going to give it a class. I'm going to give it let me say btn, just the short form for button, and then save, and now go to the CSS. But now I want to make the style that it shall be affecting every button that we shall be using here. And so let me just say dot btn. So let me say dot btn, and then open and close the curly bracket. So the display should be what? Inline block. And then now let me do this the text decoration. So the text decoration, let me give it what? None. So yeah, here it is. I don't like typing a lot, so the goodness with the Visual Studio Code just give you the suggestions. And so now the color, let me give it what? Let me give it white. The color, let me give it white, and then I'll do this. Let me border. So let me add a border here. So border, I'm going to give it what? Border, I'm going to, let me say 1 pixel solid, 1 pixel solid, and then a color code, let me give it what? So let me just use this, and then I'm going to change it FF, and then let me use red. Let me choose another color here, like red, or let me choose yeah, I think this is good. And then now so the other thing, let me do this, let me add some padding there. Padding, remember the space between the border and inside the border of something, of an element. So padding, let me say padding, let me give it what? 12 pixel, that is top and bottom, and then 34 pixel, that 4 pixel, that is what? Left and right, right and left here. And so background, let me give it transparent. So background, let me give it let me give it transparent. Let me just give it transparent, or let me give it a color here. Let me just choose in any color here. So the background color, that is using the TSO. And then now the other thing, let me add position should be relative. And then now the other property is gonna be, let me add a cursor pointer, a cursor. So the property is cursor, then a pointer is the value. So let me save, and then see some changes. So guys, you can see it's very perfect. And now I'm going to remove these paragraph here. So let me go to my HTML, and then now let me remove this part. Let me remove that part, and then I'll save. But now let me add some padding to this H1. So the padding is gonna be, so to my CSS now, and then let me say first of all save, and then to the, that is h1, and then padding I'm going to give it like, let me say padding, let me give it what, let me give it 12 pixel, and then I save and see. The font's not pleasing to me at all. The font's not pleasing, so let me select another font here. So fonts, and then I'm going to change the font type, the font family, and the everything. So first of all, let me clear, and so go to the fonts, and then choose the font that you want. So let me choose the one that I want. Or what I do, let me just use the Roboto font. So let me choose this Roboto font, and then I'll select the kind that you are going to use. First of all, select this one, then select this one, and then regular. You can also select the bold, the medium, and so once you select, just click on import here, and then I'll copy this code here. Just copy this code, and then now to your HTML, now, here, just do what? Just paste below this, between this, the head tag here. You're going to paste it there. So just paste it there, and then you do what, you save. And then for the in the now in the CSS, just copy the font family here, and then I'll copy, and now you can close this part, and then I'll go to the where your CSS is. Now in the body here, so let me just clear this part. So in the body, you're going to write a selector which is body, and then in between the selector you're going to paste it there. So just paste, and then I'll save. So you can see, guys, that the fonts have changed. So this is the font that we are going to use in our entire project. And so, guys, now the other thing that I want us to do is to make some hover effect on this button, and also the these navigation links. So now for button, let's begin with the button. So the class now in our CSS, now the class is we use the selector for class, which is btn. So btn, and then when you hover, we are targeting when you hover. So hover, and then now open and close the curly braces, and then I'll say first of all, I'm going to give it a border. Remember, we are using the anchor tag, it's not a button, so you must place some button there, some button. So 1 pixel, and then a solid. You can use any style you want. I like solid, and then let me use hot pink, and then for color, background color. So background color, I'm going to use any color, like, let me say purple, or let me use a Peru here. And then now let me do this, let me add another property for transition, so that when you have on it, it may take some, it may have some transition. So transition, I'm going to give it 1 second, or 0.5, I don't know, let me use 1 second, and then I'll save. And so, guys, you can see when you place your cursor on it, it has some transition effects. And by the way, let me change the color for this. I see Peru is good. These are lighter, darker color here. So for this button, so let me go to this CSS now, and then I'll change the background here to a darker color, perhaps background, and then let me choose perhaps a darker color so that it will match with the text. let me use a darker color and then save. Yeah, I think guys, this is good for me. So guys, let's also add some background effects on these navigation links. So the class is gonna be, so the class is what? The class is nav links, right? Nav links, and then let me just copy this part. Copy, and then by the way, let me place it just near so that you may find it easy to get. So nav links, but now when you hover on it, so just like hover, and then I open and close the curly braces, and then now let me say a text shadow. Let me use a text shadow, and so for this text shadow, I'm going to use a color. Let me use a red. So color is gonna be red, or whichever color. We shall change if it does not match red, and then let me say 3 pixel. 3 pixel, that is the distance between the text, original text, and then 3. What I do, let me use here 2 pixel, and then also 2 pixel to add some blurry, 2 pixel, and then I save. Let me just change the color here. So let me change the color. That's not pleasing to me. Let me change the color, and then I save, and then wow, still is not that perfect. Let me use this color and save. So let me see. I think this is perfect for me. And then let me add some transition. Transition is gonna be transition. I'm going to give it 0.5 seconds, and then I save, and then you see. Yeah, I think guys, this is good. So it has some transition effects when you have on it. And so now we shall go back to the media query later, but now let's first of all finish the home page, and then I shall go to the media query later to take it further. So now I want us to create a carousel here at the bottom here. So go to your HTML, and then let's create a class here for container. So a class here just at the top here, at the bottom of the div here. So let me place dot container. I want to add a carousel here, so let me container. Is it the spelling for container? Container, I don't know. Let me just say that container. So for this carousel, I'm going to the swiper.js.com so that you may have those are preset there. So let me just go to the to my internet. Then let me open this tab, and then let me say swiper.js. Swiper.js, and then I'll go to this one for getting started, the second link here. So now in this get started, so just scroll down, and then I'll go to the use swiper from CDN. So just copy first of all this part, copy, and then I'll go to your text editor. Now just at the top of the now here at the header here, between the head tags here, just paste it there, and then now let me first of all create some space, let me go again to the swiper.js here, and then I'll copy this script tag. I'll copy this script, and then I'll come here to your text editor. Remember I told you that the JavaScript code is always wise to place it below the footer here, below the closing tag of the body, so that it may not have an effect on the other HTML elements. So just to paste it there, first of all let me create some space there, and then place it there. And so now once you place it there, go back to the HTML. Go back where? So go back to the Swiper.js, and then I'll go to the HTML layout here. Where? I'll go to this add Swiper HTML layout. So just copy this part. And then I'll go to the HTML. The HTML in this container now. In this container, let me create here. So just paste it there, and then we are going to remove this scroll bar. We don't need it now. Let me just clear that part, and then I think it's perfect. So now let me save. Save, and then now I'm going to add some images here. First of all, remove this part. Let me clear these two parts. We shall duplicate it later. So let me do this. So let me use an img here. They add some images here. So I'm using the img tag, image tag, and then now I'm going to say images / and then I'm going to use the one for slide one, and then first of all, let's clear this text. We don't need it now. Native text in a case where you had an image and then you've misplaced it, or you have removed, so it will leave a text there to tell the users that these were the kind of image that was there. So for example, if I use my logo, it will say that name tech logo. So you write anything there, but for now I don't need it now. So let me save, and then now select this part. I want to make a duplicate of it. So just click on Shift Alt and then duplicate it. So let me make four images, 4 slides, and then let me just change here, and then make 2, make 3, and then change to image 4, and then save. First of all, let's go to the CSS now, and then let me copy this class. The class is container. Copy, and then let me go to the CSS. So the class is container. So dot container, and then open and close the curly brackets, and say width. Width I'm going to give it 100%, and then now for height, let me give it auto, and then now let me do this. Let me say display should be flex. Display should be flex, and then let me give it align items where the sender, align items where sender, and then now the justify content property is gonna be send again. So let me save, and then now let me add also another. So now for the swiper, remember the class here is, we have another class here for swiper. Let's take it further for the swiper itself. So copy this class swiper, copy, and now go to the CSS now, and then I'll say dot swiper, and then open and close the curly braces. Open and close the curly braces, and then I'll say give it a width, the width of what? Width. Let me give it 80%. We can give it 90. Let me use 80%. Let me use 80%, and then height. Height. I'm going to give it fit content. Fit content, and then now so now for the slide itself, guys, we are going to study it further, so don't worry. So let's go to the swiper now. We are targeting the img, so copy the img, this class, the class we had already copied. So the class is dot swiper. Now we are targeting the img, and then open and close the curly brackets, and then I'll say we are going to give it a width of what? We're going to give it a width of 100. No, it should be swiper slide. Remember the class here is, let me use this, we are targeting now the image, so the class is swiper slide. So let me use a swiper slide, but now we are targeting the image tag. So let me copy, here it should be 100%, so let me just say 100%, save, and then now go to the to your browser, and I guess you can see how that part for the slider, but now this tab is not functioning. You cannot click on it and bring other items. We are going to add those effects as we go on later, but now let's do it now. So go to this browser, and then just copy this part. So just copy this part, and copy, and then now to our HTML, to our text editor now, and then to the HTML, just below the in our HTML, first of all, just below the closing tag of the or the body, just below the closing tag of the body, I'm going to create a script tag here. So script, we use a script tag to define a JavaScript, so I'm going to use the script tag, and then now I'm going to paste it here. So just paste it there, and then now I'm going to remove this part. I'm going to remove which part? I'm going to remove this part. I'm going to remove this part, and then so these are direction vertical, so let me just remove it. Remove this direction vertical, let me just remove it, and then now let me do what? Let me save. And so now when you go to your browser, guys, you can see when you click on it, now it brings another slide, and then we have the pagination here. So when you click on it, you can see it brings another items here. But now I want to add the autoplay here. So the autoplay, by the way, first of all, this pagination is not clickable, so we are going to add a function here so that when you click on it, it brings the previous image. So now let's go to, let me first of all close this page, and then I'll go to the text editor, and then now for pagination, where is it? Pagination. Now in this pagination, we are going to create a function here, a statement here. Let me say clickable, then colon, and then I'm going to say true. Clickable is going to be true, then comma, and then I'll save. And so now when you go to the browser, when you click on it, when you click on it, guys, you can see it brings another item here. So this pagination is now functioning. So when you click on this pagination, you can see it brings other items here. But now I want to make it autoplay. So let's go to our JavaScript here. Now let's go to our JavaScript, and then now let's go to let's go to this part. Just be above this loop here. I'm going to create the autoplay. So autoplay, then you do what, you add this colon, and then open and close the curly braces, and then now I'm going to give a delay of 3 seconds. So delay of 3 seconds. So comma, not comma, it's called no, let me do this. So yeah, the delay, I'm going to give it 3 seconds, but now it's let me use a 300 milliseconds. So it's going to be 3000 milliseconds, so that it may be 3 seconds. And then I'm going to give it so disable for interaction. So disable, let me add another function here. So disable on interaction, disable on interaction. I'm going to give it false, false, and then you close what with you close with let me close with this comma, and then also in this calibration also ensure you add a comma there, and then I'll save. And so guys, there you can see it's now autoplaying. Let it refresh. So guys, you can see it's now autoplaying. But now I want to make some padding here, padding top or margin top here, so that it may not be just close to this other one. So let me do this. Let me go to where? Let me go to my CSS now. To my CSS now. The select is container. Select is container, but now I'm not sure of the spelling. So let me just do this. Let me just copy this part. By the way, I had already copied. So the selector here is container. Then let me add some padding. So padding top, but padding, or let me just say padding, and then do this padding, and then let me give it perhaps 15, or let me say 10 pixel, 10 pixel pixel, that is top and bottom, and then let me give it 0 pixel, 0 pixel left and right, and then save, and then let me see, it's still small, or let me give it even 40. Let me give it 40. Let me give it 40, and then save. Yeah, I think guys, this is perfect for me. Yeah, I think it's perfect for me. Let's create another section. So let's create another section. Let's go to our text editor, and then we are going to create another section here. So let me create a comment first of all. So the comment, just control plus the / to create a comment, and then I'm going to say featured what? Featured products, or whichever name you want. Featured products. So this is the comment. It will not appear the browser. And then here I'm going to create first of all the main class. So class is gonna be column, then let me say column container. A column container. Remember, you begin with a dot so that it may be a class. So dot class, and then column container. So column container, and then I click enter. And so now once you have it there, so let's create also another. Let's create first of all. Let's create a h2. So h2 tag, and then let me say featured products, or whichever name, products, featured products, featured products, and then now I'm going to also create another class here. So class.row. So let me create .row, another class here, .row, and then now I'm going to create also another class inside this row. The class now is gonna be columns. Columns. Let me say columns, or whichever name. Remember, you begin with a dot. you create a class using the dot columns. Columns, and then just click enter so that it may create class for you. And then now in this I'm going to place an image here. So I'm going to place an image in some text, so img for image tag. And then now here I'm going to place an image, so the image is going to be what? So let me say select, specify the folder. So the source for the folder is images, right? Then a forward slash, and then I'm going to choose an image. So like let me choose what? Let me choose the one for slide. We shall just change later. So and then let me just remove this alternative text here. And then now what I'm gonna do, let's create another you know, p tag here, another p tag, and then say smartwatch. I don't know if it's the smartwatch, smartwatch. Let me choose 2. I guess 2 is the smartwatch. And then now after I've written the smartwatch, let's add let's add the, you know, the price. We use the p tag to add. Let me use the p tag, and then let me give the price of this smartwatch. Let me give it even $50. But now let me here change it to be, let me use a H4. Let me use H4 here. H4. And then now save, and then you are going to see wonders in the browser. So guys, you can see it's very big. We are going to style it further, so we are going to style it, so don't worry now for now. Let me go to the CSS now. First of all, the selector, the first selector is going to be .row, and then I'll open and close the curly brackets, and then now I'm going to say display. Display is what? Guess what? Flex, should be flex, right? I guess you know these stuffs. And then now align items where at the center, and then flex wrap should be wrap, and also the justify. Let me add another property, justify content, a space between, so that we may have some space between the images and that category. And then let me add a padding of what? A padding of let me use 32 pixel, and then I'm going to save. And then let me also add now target the column, the section now. So remember the class is columns. Yeah, let me just copy this part, copy, and then now dot columns, and then I'll open and close the curly braces, and then I'll say flex basis. I'm going to give it what? I'm going to add 4 images, so let me use 25%. 25%. And then now I'm going to say what? I'm going to give a padding of even 10%, 10 pixels. Good. And also let me add the mean width. The mean width I'm going to give it what? So let me just use 100 pixel, the minimum width. And then the margin bottom, let me give it even margin bottom, let me give it let me give it what? Let me give it even 10%, 10 margin bottom. Let me give it 50 pixel or whichever value. But now, so let's now try to target the image tag themselves, the image itself. So you saw it was big, so let me add the selector here. And now we want to target the image. It was very big, so the curly braces. And then now, so the width I'm gonna give it what? 100%. And then now the padding, padding for the image. Padding, so padding, let me give it a 10%, 10 pixel about top and left, and then a 0 pixel where left and right, and then let me save, and guys, you can see I have an image here. So I have an image, let me add several, so let me duplicate it. So to my HTML to this part for class columns, let me just copy this part up to where, up to here, and then I click Shift Alt and then arrow key to duplicate it, and then let me add 4 images, and then I'm going to change another image. So here let me use let me even 3, and then here let me use / and then let me use perhaps let me use this img, I don't know, and then here so let me here use so let me here use a sneaker perhaps, and here I'm going to use perhaps 4, let me say 4, and then save and save. So guys, you can see I have different images here, but now so this is not a smartwatch, by the way. So let's now change the name. So the first name is this is called what? It's called the headphones here. So let me note it somewhere. Headphones. The second one is smartwatch, is perfect. Then the third one is it's what? Let me just say pizza. I don't know. Pizza. And then that is a sneaker. So now let me go to the to my what? Let me go to the HTML now, and then I'm going to change the names. So the first name is, I'm going to give it what? So the first name is headphones. The price, let it be, let me give it even $20, and then the second one is perfect, and then the third one, let me give it it was pizza, I don't know, hamburger or pizza or whichever it is. So let me see, hamburger, so I don't know the spelling, hamburger. Let me just use pizza, this one. Let me just say pizza. Remember, this is just a demo, I'm not sure. Pizza, and then let me give it even $10. $10, that is, yeah, $10. And then the other one, let me, it is a sneaker. Let me give it even $70. $70, or let me use even $100, and then I'll save. And so let it refresh, guys. And you see, guys, you have different images here. So these are the featured products. So let me this H1, let me make it at the center. So let me go to it. Is it a H1 or a H? It is a H2. So to your CSS now, go to just say H2, and then now open and close the curly brackets, and then now and say text align to be at the center, and then now let me change the color. So color, let me give it something like black, but now not that dark black. So let me just use hexadecimal value here, f. Let me use this value. Yeah, I think this is perfect, and then I save. So I think this is good, this is perfect. And then I want to add some ratings here, So to add those ratings, go to the font awesome page. So just write font awesome, font awesome.com, so that we may add those icons there. So before that, go to your account. So if you have created the account, they will give you the skit code. So you're going to copy the skit code, and then so you're going to copy the skit code, and then now go to the kits, and then I'll click on this button here, and then I'll copy the kit code here. Copy the kit code, and then I'll go to your text. Now go to the top of your HTML, just between the head tags here, and then I'll paste it there. Just paste it there, and then now go to your stuff. Now these are products here. Now to the headphones. So in the class, you're going to use the I tag to place those icons here, and then now the class. So class is gonna be far, and then the name of the star. The name of the star is gonna be far. Then then a hyphen, then a star, and then a far star. So it's gonna be far, and then a far, then a far star. So then I save first of all to see if it's appearing in the browser. So let me first of all clear this part, and then now so guys, you can see it, the star is placed there. So now I want to add several of them. So let me just copy this part. And then I click Shift Alt and then an arrow key down, the arrow key pointing downward. Then let me copy to 4, but now for 5, let me just copy this part. I want to make it a halfway. So copy, and then let me just copy it here, and then let me say halfway. Let me make it O. Let me make it O, and then save first of all, and then let's see in the browser. So let it refresh, and guys, you can see it is what? It is not filled. So let me copy this part, and then copy this part, just copy it, and then I'll paste it at this smartwatch, then I'll paste it there. So let me just copy to these other parts for peas also. Let me just copy, and then for sneakers, let me also paste it there. Then let me make it maybe perhaps 0, and also here 0, perhaps 0, 0 again, and then let me save, and then in the browser you can see guys, it is. Let it refresh. And so guys, you can see it has a different rating, but now I want to change the color and the size of these icons here. So let me now go to the CSS. So let me go to the CSS now, and remember the class name is FA. So let me just choose the class is FA, columns.fa. So let me go here. The class is first of all, let me clear this part. So guys, the class is gonna be class is first of all the dot columns, and then fa, and then open and close the curly brackets, and then I'll say the color, give it red or whichever color you wish, and then now the size. So the size, font size, we use the font size or the text font size, and then let me give it perhaps, let me say 12 pixel, and then I'll save, Control plus S is to save, and then go to the browser, and then refresh. So guys, you can see it's a bit somehow good, you know, but now the font size still is not perfect. Let me reduce to perhaps, let me say 8 pixels, and then save, and then go to your browser, and then refresh. No, it's very small, so let me give it 10, something like 10, then I'll save. So to your browser, you can see guys, 10 is somehow good. So I think we are done with the featured products. And so guys, let's create another section here. So just below this closing tag for the div here, let me create another stuff. Let me create also for let me say latest. Let me create a comment first of all, a comment, and then let me say the latest products. This is a comment, and then now let me copy this part. So let me copy this part, the featured image of featured featured products. So let me just copy this part, and then paste it here. And then let's change to latest. Let's change to latest. Latest. Is it that way? That's the spelling for latest. And then now let me just copy this part. Let me just copy, just change the images from this part for raw. Let me just copy. Let me just copy to where until this section. So let me just copy this part here, copy, and then let me paste it here below this part, and then let me just paste. And again let me also paste it again, this just above the I'm going to paste it here, and then let me just save, and then I'll go to the browser, and then when it refresh, guys, you can see I have these other sections too. So guys, let me just change the images here for the latest products. So let me just choose where is it, does it begin? So here let me just let me say slide perhaps let me say 3, and then here let me just change to the image. Let me just choose to perhaps image 4, and then here let me just change to whichever. So let me just choose let me just choose sneaker 3, and then here let me choose any other image. Like let me choose now sneaker 1, and then here let me choose now cloth 1, yeah. Then here let me choose now what, let me choose see all. So let me just choose slide 2, slide 1, and then here let it remain the way it is, and then here let me just choose any like let me say let it be the way it is. And so guys, what I'm going to do, let me try to change the names. So the name here is this is a smartwatch, this I don't know, it's a hamburger or whichever it is. This is a pizza, this is not a pizza, this is a sneaker. These are the t-shirts. They here you have the headphones or just headphones, and then pizza sneaker. So let me go to my HTML now, and so where is it now? To this other end, it is so let me first of all begin with this section. So the first this part one, this was a smartwatch. It was a smartwatch, smartwatch, and then this second one was what? This second one was I think it was a hamburger. I don't know the spelling hamburger, or whichever it is, me I don't know the name. Hamburger, or whichever it is. And then now here it was let me say sneaker one, sneaker one. Let me just say sneaker one, because we have other sneaker. So and then in this other section I'm going to say where is it, sneaker, and then this other section I'm going to say it was cloth, and then here I think it was headphones, and then let me save, and then to my browser, you can see guys, let it refresh. And so guys, I think this part is now good. Let's create another section for offers. So let's go to our HTML first of all. To our HTML, just at the end of this div, I'm going to create a comment here. You know the shortcut for creating a comment, just control plus the /, and then let me say offers, and then the class name. So the first of all, let me just copy this class name here. So the class name here is what? Let me just go to this other section. So the class name is container, column container. Let me just use the same class name, copy, and then now here at the bottom, just write that class container, and then just click enter, then create some space there. And so I'm going to use again the and so guys, I'm going to use the same class name. The other class name was .row, so just .row, and then I click enter, then I create some space there. And so in this row I'm going to create two divs for image and then for some text. So let me say dot column. Let me just say column now, column, and also let me just duplicate this part. Let me duplicate this part, and now here I'm going to create an image here. So in this first column, so I'm going to place an image here. So like let me say an image, let me give it img, and then let me give it images slide 2 or whichever, and then let me just clear this part. So I think this is for part for image is good. And then now here the second, this part, let me say let me give it the what, let me give it h1. Before h1, let me give it a paragraph. So p tag, and then let me say offers available. I don't know. Let me say offers available. offers available, and then I'm going to create also another, let me use a H1 here and say smartwatch, or is it a headphone? So let me just say headphones, and then let me create a small here, small tag, and then let me say lorem, so that it may generate some text there, and then just save. So let me give it this image class. So class first of all, so class, and then I'm going to give it maybe say, let me say image, and then let me copy, and then I'll go to your CSS, and then just write dot image, and then style it further. So width you're going to give it what? You're going to give it 100%, and then the 100 what percent, 100%, and then position you're going to give it what? You're going to give it relative. And so first of all, let's save and see some changes before we proceed. So guys, you can see here I have the image which is on offer. And so guys, I've also added this section for call to action. So you're going to place an order, then I've added here the the anchor tag here with that button that we used previously for explore more. Then I've styled it in the CSS, so I don't so here the the CSS for it. So there are the things that I just know I don't want to waste a lot of time coding again yet, so just to save time also. But now for footer, let's create together. And so now for footer, let me do this. For footer, let me say let's create a comment, and then let me say let me do this, and then let me say footer. So let me say footer, and then now in the footer, now let's create the class here dot footer, and then now let me say here, let me create first of all the h3 here, h3, and then now let me say what? No, not the h3. Let me use a p tag, and then let me create some lorem 10, perhaps lorem 10, and then let's click enter, and then so let me also create the corporate message here at the bottom. So let me create the corporate message here. So the p tag, and then I'm going to, or let me use a h4, let me use a h5 here, and then this h5, let me say what? Let me do this. Let me say in this h5, let me do this. Let me say corporate at 2022. Let me create some space here. Corporate at 2022 name tag. Let me first of all save and see to our browser. So to our browser, guys, let's refresh. And so guys, now this is the call to action that we've created, but now here the footer, we need to style it further. So let's go to our CSS. First of all, the classes. So to our CSS now, let's create the class there. So first of all dot footer, and then open and close the curly brackets, and then now in this footer let me give it what, let me give it in this footer let me first of all the padding I'm going to give it 50 pixel, and then now background color, in this footer let me give it what, let me give it blue. So let me just say light blue, light blue, and then now and now let's target now the p tag. So dot footer, but now we are targeting what, p. So text align to be at the center, and then padding I'm going to give it a 10 pixel. Also let's target now the h5. First of all dot footer, then h5, then open and close the curly brackets, and then now let me say text align to be center, and then now again I'm going to add the padding top, bottom, left and right, both at 10 pixels. So let me save, and then see the changes in my browser. It's a bit pleasing. Or let me use what, let me use ff, let me use 777, and then save, and then to your browser. First of all let me do this. So to my browser, as you can see, I think it's not bad. And so guys, as the way you can see on the larger screen, this website, this home page is very responsive, as you can see. But now the issue comes when you are in the on the smaller screens. So now let's try to see on the smaller screen, like the mobile phone, so that we may study further. So you can see on the mobile screens, just terrible. You can see the arrangement of the navigation links, and also the featured in products. It's not that professional. It should be in a single column, so that it may be pleasing. So it's not that good. So what I'm going to do, let's go to the media query. But before we get there, guys, let's add the navigation bar here. You can get the navigation bar at the Font Awesome. However, I have it already as an image in this laptop. So let me just use it. So let me say img, and then I'm going to say for images, and then / and then I'm going to say what? I'm going to say it is / here, and then I'm going to say navigation bar here. I'm going to choose this image here, image 5 here. First of all, let me save and see in the browser. So guys, you can see it's now available on our website now. So let me go to the smaller screen and see. On the smaller screen as well, guys, you can see it is available there. Let me add a class, and then in this class, let me say first of all class, and then let me say nav what? Let me say give it let me give it menu icon. Let me say menu icon. So now let's go to the media query now, to the CSS. And so now here at the media query, you are going to add this first of all, let me create a comment here at the CSS, and then let me say media query. I don't know if that's the spelling, however, just for demo, not reality, the way you understand it. So now let me say at media. So I'm going to use this property at media, and now for the screen size source, max width is equals to what? Max width is 700 pixel, 700 pixel. And then now open and close the curly brackets, and then now we are going to add other properties here. So first of all, let's begin with the navigation link. So nav, and then UL, we are targeting the UL, the another list UL, and then now open and close the curly brackets again, and then let me say position, let me give it absolute. So the position should be absolute, and then top I'm giving it what? I'm going to give it 70 pixel, and then now also at the bottom, at the left, I'm going to give it what? At the left I'm going to give it 0, and then also here at the background, let me add a background. So let me add a background color here. So I'm going to give it any color here. Let me choose dim gray. Dim gray is, where is it? Dim gray. Let me choose dim gray, and then now let me say give it a width of 100 width of 100%. First of all, let me save and see on the browser. So let me open on the smaller screen. So let me open, and so guys, you can see it has added those effects, but now I want to change the display to be block. So guys, I want to change the display of those navigation links. So first of all, let me just check on this HTML, and then let me just copy this nav link. Let me copy, and then let me paste it here at the bottom here, and then let me change. So let me first of all remove this part and say dot nav links, but now we are targeting the li. So the display should be block. The display should be block. So let me save, and then let me open the browser and see. So guys, you can see now it is what? It is now displaying in block format. And so guys, I want to hide this navigation menu on the larger screens. Let me go to the HTML, and then let me find the class. So the class is menu icon here. So let me copy the class, and then let me just copy, and then let me go to my CSS, to my CSS now, and then do what? This below this before this media query. So I'm going to say what? I'm going to say dot this menu icon on the smaller screen, on the larger screen is going to open and close. Sorry. So on the larger screen, I'm going to make it display none. So let me say display to be none. Let me display. Let it display none. So let me save, and then I'll go to your browser. So guys, you can see now it is displaying none on the larger screen, but now on the smaller screen, guys, you can see it is displaying what? So now let me copy this function here, and let me just copy, and then I paste it here. Let me just paste it, and then display should be what? So first of all, let me open close the curly brackets. So now the display here on the display on the smaller screen is going to be display should be inline block. So let me save, and then I'll go to your browser and see. So guys, you can see it's now displaying on the smaller screen. Let's go to the HTML now. So now in this on click function, let me create create the on click function. So on click, just write on click function here, and then I'm going to say menu toggle, and then you do what, you open and close this part. These are bracket, the normal bracket. And also I want to create an ID here. Where is it? I'm going to place an ID at the UL here. I'm going to place an ID to create an ID here. So ID, and then I'm going to say what? I'm going to say let me say menu items. So so I did now the ID here. So now so let me say first of all, and then let me go to my JavaScript. So let me go to my JavaScript down here. Where is my JavaScript? So here is my JavaScript, and then now here is my JavaScript, and then now I'm going to create a comment here. The on click function, let me say what, let me create a comment first of all, and say, let me say navigation bar. And so now in this navigation bar, I'm going to create here the variable here. So var, I'm going to use the var, and then let me copy the class name. So the class is the ID is menu. It was menu items, I guess. So the menu items, and then I'm going to say to write this statement document dot get element by ID get element by ID, and then I'm going to say what, I'm going to add the ID here is, so the ID, open and close the curly the parentheses, and then here you open these are quotation mark. Let me just copy this ID. I hope this is the ID. Just copy and paste it there, and then just do what, open close a statement with that it does semicolon. Let me copy this part, or let me just paste it there. So let me say menu items dot style max height. What is the max height? Here it is, and then I'm going to give it equals to I'm assigning to 0. So open and close the quotation mark, and then I'm going to give it 0 pixel. You close a statement with what it does in the column, and then now I want to create a function for it. So just below it, so just below this part, so let me say function. So let me say function, and then let me copy this part. Where is my HTML? Let me go copy this part, this function name, this name, copy this part, copy, and then now I'm going to paste it there at the bottom here. And so here are the functions. Then I'm going to say what, I'm going to place this stuff here, and then I'm going to open and close the curly braces, and then I say let me create a condition here, if, and the if condition, if, and then I'm going to open and So let me just copy this part, copy, and then now here I'm going to say, first of all, it should be open the bracket, open the brackets, open the brackets, and then paste it inside here, and then now let's say, but now let's create a comparison here with two equal signs, and then now let me say what. So let me copy this part, so let me just copy that part, and then now I'm going to paste it here again, and just here I'm going to paste it here. So this should be 0 pixel, not O. This should be 0 pixel, and then now what you are going to do here, 0 pixel, and then now here. So once again, let me create this stuff, these are curly brackets, and then let me say what, let me paste this stuff here. So let me paste it there, but now I'm going to change it to 200. It was 0, but now I'm going to change it to 200 pixels. And let me say what, let me say now here else let me say else, and then you do what, you open and close the curly brackets, and then let me paste this stuff, and then let me say 0. And so guys, ensure that everything is okay. So ensure that the menu items here matches with what, ensure that the menu items matches with what is here. Ensure that you copy the exact ID, and also the exact function, this one, the function name here, when you click on it. So ensure that everything is okay. So now when you've ensured that everything is okay, by the way, here you ensure that you have two equal signs here, but now here we have the single equal sign. So let me save, and then I'll go to my browser, and then I'll see the changes. So guys, you can see when I click on it, it opens it brings some background here. When I click again, it closes those stuffs. So guys, let's now go to our CSS, and then add the overflow to be hidden, so that you may not see this content here. So let me go to the CSS, now. I'm going to the CSS now. Here I'm going to add the overflow to be hidden. Overflow should be hidden. So let me save, and then also before I save, let me add the transition. Transition should be transition, let me add 1 second. 1 second. Then I'm going to say to give it a max 8 of what, of 0, max 8, and then I'm going to say 0.5 second, 0.5 seconds, and then let me save, and then let me go to the to my browser and see. So guys, you can see when I click on it, it opens. When I click again, it closes. But now let's change the Z index to be 1, to be positive, so that it may appear in front. So let me go to my CSS now, and then here let me add the Z index to be what? Let me give it 1, so that it may be in front. Then I save, and then again go there, and then when you click again, you can see now it opens very good, very perfectly. So I think we are done now with this navigation bar. And so guys, I want us to style it further, this other section too, for these featured products and other stuffs, so that it may be that presentable, that perfect. And so now what I'm going, let's go to our CSS now, let's go to our CSS. Where is our CSS? To our text editor first of all, and then to the CSS now here. Let's add another property here. So I'm going to say what? I'm going to say dot row. So dot row, and then I'm going to change the property. So I'm going to text align, to align the text at the center. So text align is going to be center, and then now I'm going to change the other one for columns. So it was dot columns, dot columns, and then now I'm going to give a flex basis of what? A flex basis of 100, because these are smaller screen, so that you may just display everything. So I'm going to give it 100% and so let me save, and then let's go to our browser and see the change. So let me first of all, so guys, you can see now it's now perfect, displaying very well. So I think that this is pleasing, this is awesome. So let me squeeze it further. So guys, you can see it is pleasing, somehow pleasing. So guys, for these other pages I'm going to create a video again. So we are going to have the second part of this e-commerce website. So for now guys, I can see now it's very responsive on both the large screen. First of all, let's view the large screen. So for large screen guys, you can see it is responsive. First of all, we have the carousel here, and then we have the featured products, we have the items here, these things that we sell, and then I have other stuffs here. So now what I'm going to do, let's first of all again open the smaller devices. So guys, you can see on the smaller screen, you can click on it, it opens the item. When you click again, it closes the menu items. So now then I have the carousel here, the slider, and also have other items here. It's very responsive on smaller screen also. You can see guys, it's very responsive. And so now guys, for these other pages, I'm going to create a video for it. For this product page, about page, contact page, I'm going to create a page how to link it. However, you can also try on your own. Just create another HTML file for maybe products.html, about.html, contact.html, and then you're going to do the same thing that we have been doing here. However, I'll create a video for that later. So guys, thank you so much for watching to the end, and let's meet later. Thank you so much guys.